Hi, my name is Aiman, and I will explain to you about strategy planning and human resources planning. Strategy planning was a procedure of making decisions of organization, long-term goals, and strategies. Human resources planning (HRP) was a process of anticipating and providing movement of into, within, and out of an organization. For strategy of human resources management, it was a pattern of human resources deployment and activity that will enable an organization to achieve its strategic goals. Strategic planning and human resources have 6 steps. Step 1 is mission, vision, and values. Step 2, external analysis. Step 3, internal analysis. Step 4, strategy formulation. Step 5, strategy execution. And step 6 is evaluation. I will explain to you about step 1 and step 2. Step 1 was the mission, vision, and values. Mission is basic purpose of the organization as well as the scope of operation. Strategic vision is a statement about where the company is going and what is to become in the future. Core value is a strong and enduring belief in and principle that guide the firm decision and the foundation of its corporate culture. HR roles in establish and influence a firm and mission, vision, values. HR manager has to communicate them informally and formally by verbal or writing communication. HR has to recruit and hiring employees whose values are consistent with the organization. HR has to translate the mission and vision and values into the job description and behavior. Step 2, external analysis. In external analysis, there was SWOT analysis, environmental scanning, business environment. SWOT analysis was a comparison of strengths, weakness, opportunity, and threats for strategy formulation. It summarized all the major facts and forecasts for internal and external analysis. Environmental scanning was systematic monitoring of major external forces influencing the organization. It includes a force in the business and competitive environment. Business environmental is a factor in the external environment that will firm and cannot directly control but affect the strategy and the performance.
Assalamualaikum and hi everyone. My name is Nik Nur Afina binti Nik Muhammad Nazim. My focus will be on answering 2 vital questions. How do we formalize our direction and how do we ensure it is successful on the ground? I will be presenting step 4, strategy formulation, where we define our corporate and business strategies, and step 5, strategy execution, where we explore the essential 4A's framework: alignment, ability, architecture, and agility needed to turn plans into performance. The SWOT analysis is our strategic compass, guiding us directly from market analysis to a cohesive plan for action. We deliberately formulate strategies to capitalize on opportunities by strategically combining our internal strengths with favorable external opportunities. This is where we create our biggest value. Simultaneously, we must counteract threats, use our existing strengths to build defenses and mitigate risks posed by external threats, ensuring long-term resilience. Finally, we address internal gaps by moving to alleviate internal weaknesses. We formulate plans to correct these deficiencies, ensuring the entire organization is ready to successfully execute the chosen strategies. The outcome of strategy formulation is the creation of both corporate strategy and business strategy. A firm's corporate strategy includes the markets in which it will compete, against whom and how. Business strategy is focused on how the company will compete against rival firms to create value for customers, primarily through a low-cost approach or a differentiation approach. The corporate strategy sets the major moves the company will undertake to secure its long-term future. This often involves major structural activities like growth and diversification, deciding to enter new businesses or markets, mergers and acquisitions, buying other firms to quickly gain size or new capability, and strategic alliances and joint ventures, forming long-term partnerships with other companies to share risks and resources. Once the markets are defined by the corporate strategy, the business strategy provides the competitive tactics we use daily. Companies essentially have 2 fundamental ways to create value and win customers, resulting in 2 general approaches. These 2 general approaches define the competitive thrust of the business. Low-cost strategy. This is about winning on price. The goal is to decrease the cost of our goods and services relative to competitors. This requires riskless efficiency, skill, and operational excellence to ensure profitability at the lowest possible accessible price point. And second, differentiation strategy. This is about winning on features or experience. The goal is to increase the benefits our products provide to the customer. This can be through superior quality, unique branding, greater functionality, or unparalleled customer service, all factors that allow us to charge a premium price. And we have now reached step 5, executing the strategy. This is where planning ends and action begins. Essentially, execution is about combining our human capital, our people, with our organizational capital, our systems, to turn strategy into reality. The execution of strategy requires mastering the 4 critical capabilities of the 4S framework, which ensure our organization is strategically prepared to win. The first critical capability is alignment, which asks whether our HR strategy fits the overall business goal to ensure our people practices directly support our low-cost or differentiation approach. Secondly, the focus is on ability, which determines if we have the right skills and competence necessary within our talent pool to successfully carry out the strategy actions. Next is architecture, which requires us to verify that our organizational structure, processes, and technology systems fully support the necessary strategic work. Finally, agility is the fourth capability, which determines if the firm can move fast when market conditions change while remaining focused on the strategy objective. And finally, HR plays a critical role here by ensuring agility. We need to be able to move people where they are needed, coordination agility, and ensure they have flexible skills, resource agility. We also constantly balance the supply of talent with the demand of the business. Focus on how the company will compete against rival firms to create value for customers, primarily through a low-cost approach or a differentiation approach.
We are moving into the step 3 of the strategic planning process, internal analysis. The focus here is to look inside the organization to assess our current strengths and weakness for the SWOT analysis. The fundamental concept we must understand is the core capability. There are the integrated knowledge, process, and system that truly distinguish our firm from the competitor and deliver value. This value creation is to build upon 3 resources: process, system, and critical. The people component, their knowledge, skill, and ability is difficult to replicate and play a critical role in accreting customer value. This leads us to our core question: how do we turn our people into a true competitive advantage? For any resource, especially our human capital, to be a sustained competitive advantage, it must pass the VRIO test. It must be value, rare, difficult, and intimate, and the organization must be organized to exploit its potential. This framework guidelines the very decision to make a talent management. Since resources are limited, HR must strategically map the workforce based on the uniqueness of skill and the customer value creation. This metric defines how we invest in our employee. First, strategic knowledge worker. They are high, unique, hard to replace, and directly support to the company's strategy. They are our high value assets. We must prioritize their development and talent. 2. Core employee. They are valuable to the company, but their skills are more readily available. Our focus here is our efficient and high performance. 3. Supporting worker. They are provide basic skill, they are common and contribute less to core value. This is where we might seek to optimize the administration costs. 4. Complementary external partner. They are specialists possessing unique skill, but they are not central to the main company strategy, often engaged through the contract. Once we know who our strategic talent is, we must plan the future. This is done through the forecasting the supply of employee, specifically using succession planning and replacement chart. A replacement chart is a visual tool that shows current job holder and the people who are their potential placement if an opening occurs. Succession planning is the ongoing process of identifying, developing, and tracking key individuals for executive position. Notice the executive replacement chart. Each name has the 2-part code. The letter indicate the reduced or potential. For A, promotable now. B, dealing development. C, not fitted. The number indicate performance. 1 for superior, 4 for poor. For example, Al Martinez is B/1. This means he has superior performance 1. but is needing development P before he can be promoted by assist to manager. This information is created during the talent review. Strategic meeting is to see if the firm has to be necessary human resources. Finally, no internal analysis is complete without the assist our corporate culture. Culture dictates how work truly get done. Culture audit are essential to examine the quality of work life is in organization. The audit don't just look for the formal rules. They dive into the firm core value, attitude, belief, and expectation. By surveying employee about the issue like how conflicts are resolved or how people communicate, we gain insight into our true culture. If our culture doesn't support our strategy, the best talent and the best plan will fail. Thank you.
Hi, my name is HRM533 binti Saiz Pangazi, and I will explain about the step 6, which is evaluation, and how the HR ensure alignment in an organization. So evaluation is very important because it helps company measure how well they achieve their goals. And to do this, firm must set a clear objective and measure their performance. Some example of the objectives: firstly, including production level, revenue, profit, market share, market penetration, and lastly, the customer satisfaction. Next, HR must ensure the two types of alignment. The firstly is vertical fit, and secondly is the horizontal fit. Vertical fit means the alignment between business goals and HR strategies. For example, if a business wants to focus on innovation, HR needs to hire the creative employees and provide the training that support innovation. So for horizontal fit, to making sure all the HR practice are consistent with one another. That means it required a training, performance management, and reward must work together in coordinated way. So lastly is the balance scorecard. The balance scorecard is tools we use for translate a strategic goals into a measurable result. This tool is used to help the manager evaluate the performance in four main areas. Firstly, financial performance. Secondly, is the customer perspective. Thirdly, is the internal process. And lastly, is the learning and growth. So in conclusion, the strategic human resource planning is essential for ensuring long organization achieve its long goals. HR must align its practice with the company mission, vision, and values while also responding to both external and internal factors. By ensuring vertical and horizontal alignment, HR support effective strategy execution. So finally, evaluation using a clear objective and tools like the balance scorecard help the organization measure their performance and continuously improve. So overall, HR is the one important because it's a vital role in driving competitive and advantageous and sustaining organization success. So that's all from us, and thank you.